drive, blocked by O'Neal. It's up there, and that is it.
Anytime you lose, your next win always feels like your best. Right now, this feels like one of the best ones we've had this year.
Rarely has a January win felt so good, but the Pacers have no time to savor it, as they must now contend with the fastest guns in the West. The Suns are thinking sweep, while the Pacers have revenge on their minds. Next. The Pacers return home, lifted by their dramatic victory in Memphis to close out a long and a grueling 4-game road trip. And lo and behold, look who's waiting for them. The high-flying team that handed the Pacers their worst loss on the trip, worst loss in 10 years. Tonight, Pacers have the chance to do something about that. Just 5 days later, they're once again face-to-face with the Phoenix Suns. Hi, everybody. Phoenix comes in with a record of 31-5. It's the best record in the NBA. And Quinn, after getting the first look at the Suns Sunday, you wonder, how have they lost only 5 games?
Well, you sure wonder about it, but the one thing you know, that they are an exciting team, the highest scoring team in the league, because they can come at you a variety of ways. When you're looking to get out and run, they've got guys at the 4th spot get out and run. Amari Stoudemire, exciting, the ability to get out and find ways to get it done. But this is the guy that leads it. Right here, Steve Nash leads the league in assists. His ability is outstanding, and you always need a third person to run. They have that in the makers. Shawn Marion. Those 3 guys are what make the Suns shine so brightly.
For the Suns on Sunday, it was a first-round knockout. They're up 15-3, 4 minutes into the game. We're up 29-7 late in the first quarter, and Pacers just didn't know what hit them, losing by 35. And the question, how do they respond to that tonight?
Well, you got to figure out a way to help with what you do on the offensive end. First of all, in Jermaine O'Neal, you have the hottest player, if you will, since December 25th. His ability to score has forced teams to double teaming. And knowing that, you've got to find a way to get yourself open. I think ball movement is important. I think the people movement is important, because if you get the ball in your Jermaine, you got to get it up quick, because the defense is coming even quicker. Now, the other side of the coin, it says, look at Steve Nash, and you and I were talking about this. Right here, 10 points, 9 assists, and they beat the Pacers decidedly. You could not tell it by him. By the way, those 9 assists are the only time in January he did not have double-digit assists, but he controlled the game.
But tonight, the Suns could run into a different Pacers team. Life returned to the Pacers Tuesday night in their outstanding comeback win in Phoenix, or rather in Memphis. And tonight against Phoenix, returning to the Pacers and adding more ruggedness and energy, Scott Pollard. He got off to an impressive start this year until the back injury knocked him out for the past 7 weeks. Pacers look to throw a little more at the 31-5 Suns tonight on FSN Midwest.
Truck people love winter.
Yeah. I like snow and mud all mixed together.
Then crank up the Toyota Tundra. With its high-force V8 power and available 4-wheel drive, it's
BOSS.
And see the all-new, bigger, badder Tacoma. Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
245 horses.
No wonder you're loving winter.
Giddy up.
Get 0 financing or $1,250 cash on Tundra, or 0 financing or $900 cash on 4Runner. Toyota, moving forward.
Indiana has the best fans in the country, and this season, FSN Midwest and Taco Bell want your help to prove it.
Tonight's Taco Bell Friday fan analyst is Eric, so what do you think about tonight's game?
I think it's going to be a wonderful game.
That's right. Every Friday, one lucky fan will be a guest analyst on the FSN Midwest pregame show, plus you'll get awesome seats for the game. To register, mail a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to FSN Midwest. It's the Friday Fan Analyst, brought to you by Taco Bell.
Refresh my memory.
They're one of Indiana's largest companies.
$750 million in revenue last year.
Distribution?
Over 4,000 retailers.
Earning $50 million in commissions.
Any government subsidies?
Not a penny.
All revenues are invested in Indiana.
Bottom line?
Nearly $200 million net last year.
Who are we talking to again? Really?
Introducing the all-new 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. With an available 330 horsepower Hemi V8, it has best-in-class horsepower and torque. The optional electronic stability program that helps maintain control on slippery roads. And available QuadraDrive 2, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever. Go ahead, let it snow. Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus bonus cash for a total savings of up to $4,700 on Grand Cherokee.
It's IMAX, home of the funniest, freshest opinions in sports.
It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that bling. He's one of the most feared athletes in the history of American sports.
Every weeknight, Max takes on today's biggest names.
Welcome back to my ongoing argument with the whole wide world.
IMAX, tonight on FSN.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by your local Indiana Ford dealers and by CarQuest.
And we welcome you back, everybody, to Conseco Fieldhouse, getting you set for the Indiana Pacers and the Phoenix Suns. Now, the Indiana Pacers have to avoid a slow start tonight, and they have to do it against the league's fastest running team, the best offense right now in the West for sure and in the NBA. The Phoenix Suns, well, they can attribute their 31-5 start to many things. They say it's certainly that of team effort, and here's more on what they think has been the key to their quick success.
I think that we're just playing great, you know, as far as a team. We got guys they can score, defend, and we all get along on and off the court. So that's helpful.
I think we got a lot of good players. You know, we're a talented team. We're an athletic team. We're a very skilled team. We shoot the ball really well. We have good players. I think that's the bottom line. We like playing together.
With their 31-5 start, the Phoenix Suns can boast one of the NBA's quickest and best starts to an NBA season. Well, make sure you stay with us, everybody. When we come back with you, we'll have the tip-off for the Suns and the Pacers.
The road's most acclaimed muscle car is back with a vengeance. Ford Mustang. All new with a touch of history. And a powerful V8 that'll push 300 horsepower down an I-70 straightaway. Mustang. The legend lives. And right now, the all-new Ford Mustang is priced from just $19,995. Visit your Indiana Ford store today. Mustang. Built for the road ahead.
Making deliveries at Hendrick Motorsports is one of the best parts of my job. To be around these professionals and their cars is so exciting. It really gets your blood pumping to work with such pros, which is why I'm proud to be part of the team. Northwest Auto Parts and Hendrick Motorsports, two quality companies working together. If they could just be a little faster, they could keep up with me.
CarQuest, the professional choice.
Rams, Falcons, Vikings, Eagles. The NFC Divisional Playoffs in HD on Fox.
It's IMAX, home of the funniest, freshest opinions in sports.
It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that bling. He's one of the most feared athletes in the history of American sports.
Every weeknight, Max takes on today's biggest names.
Welcome back to my ongoing argument with the whole wide world.
IMAX, tonight on FSN.
Indiana Pacers have had a couple of days off after that long 4-game road trip. Return in front of the Conseco Fieldhouse crowd for the first time in 10 days. Last Tuesday, the win over Milwaukee, the game in which Jermaine O'Neal scored 55 points. And James Jones, for the second straight game, is starting alongside of Jermaine O'Neal, Jeff Foster in the middle, and Reggie Miller and Jamal Tinsley in the backcourt. Rick Carlisle, his team 17-16. They stay over the 500 mark with the victory against Memphis, snapping the Grizzlies' 6-game win streak. But for Carlisle and the Pacers, 6 games over the next 9 days. For the Phoenix Suns, who are just frolicking through the NBA so far, the potent starting 5, brought to you by Saturn. Saturn, people first. Sean Marion, Quentin Richardson, Amari Stoudemire up front, Joe Johnson, Steve Nash. That's the highest scoring team in the NBA, averaging 110 points a game. Stirring the whole thing together was Mike D'Antoni in his first full season as head coach of the Phoenix Suns, with a record of 31-5, coming off a rare defeat in Utah 2 days ago as they embark on a 4-game road trip. And Quinn, let's take a look at tonight's Indiana Ford Store's keys to the game.
Well, I think you have to worry about transition. Getting back is very important. We talked a little bit about the movement. Ball movement, player movement. A team like this does not like to defend very long. Then you got to keep an eye on Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire. Both of those guys get out and run and are capable of pushing the ball to start the break.
Pacers defense showed up in Memphis on Tuesday night, holding the Grizzlies to 85 points and just 28 in the second half. And now the supreme test, the Phoenix Suns, who after they played Indiana Sunday did the same thing to Miami and Shaq. Got off to that quick start. They led 40-25 against the Heat in the first quarter, piled up 67 points at halftime, and they are looking to shoot quickly. Run down by James Jones and now Jamal Tinsley, who shined individually in the long road trip, averaging just shy of 20 points a game in the 4. O'Neal, and you see the crowd around him. Didn't matter that time. Jermaine O'Neal sinks the basket, and that's the first time in 2 games that the Pacers have led against the Suns.
Jermaine did a good job. Quickly before the double team came, he went baseline. There you go. Stay on his right hand. See, I think that's how you have to play Amari Stoudemire. He's not great going to his left.
Pacers have activated Scott Pollard. David Harrison is on the IL with the concussion suffered in the Memphis game. So he's out for at least 5 games, eligible to return next Saturday when Washington visits Conseco Fieldhouse. 2 50-point scorers on the floor. Jermaine O'Neal with 55. Stoudemire had 50 a couple of weeks ago. Nash guarded now in the mismatch by Foster, so he takes him inside for the finger roll and a beauty.
And he doesn't put the other hand on the ball so he can get it on the glass quickly. They take advantage of the mismatches as well as anybody in basketball.
Highest scoring game for the highest scoring team was the 124 last Sunday against Indiana. Foster gets position, but the high jumping Stoudemire takes it away from behind, and that's a pretty good thing to take a rebound away from Foster.
No question. I mean, he tipped it after Jeff got to his peak. He also was fortunate he didn't get an offensive foul going back on the other end.
Phoenix starting to hit a lot of traffic in games. They played 4 games in 5 nights, losing to Utah on Wednesday. Got 1 day off. Now will play 3 in the next 4. O'Neal, and going upstairs with Stoudemire. Foster gets fouled from behind. One thing already we are seeing in the first 2 minutes that we did not see in Phoenix Sunday. Indiana Pacers with some spark and life on the floor. Even Mike D'Antoni said that Phoenix caught Indiana at the right time. It was a back-to-back after Dallas the night before, 3 games in 4 nights. And Phoenix was primed for last year's 61-game winner. They also played Miami and Minnesota last week, and may have suffered a little bit of a letdown in Utah. It looked like the pace finally caught up with D'Antoni's Suns, and that is the big question, Quinn. Is D'Antoni essentially going with a 7-man roster? Can he run like this all season long?
Well, I think they may be able to have a lot of success with it during the season. I think in the playoffs, if you want to try to do this, you'll get worn down, and he may need another man or 2 to be able to step up. But I agree with you in the Utah game, because I just looked at a little bit of it as the players were, and there's no doubt about it. They were definitely emotionally done after having beat the Pacers and Miami.
And that snapped their 7-game win streak. Tinsley watched by the bigger Joe Johnson, who was called for the quick foul. Also in that Utah game, Quinn,
Joe Johnson with a foul on the play.
Phoenix getting off to their characteristic quick start. They were up by 14 in the first, but then running out of a little gas. And they really can't rely on their defense to keep them in ball games. And Utah scored 115, 20 points above their average. It's off of Tinsley and out of bounds.
You know what he was asking the official? The ball actually hit the official. But if the official is out of bounds, he's part of the game. Right here, you'll see the ball. Now watch Jamal wondering right now with the official. It hit the official who's standing out of bounds.
Steve Nash working with that left hand. Stoudemire, who's improved on his outside shooting, there fading away and got it.
Yeah, he's one dribble, he can get there left.
Fourth leading scorer in the NBA at the age of 22 in just his third season. 26 points per ball game. Now, if you would factor in Jermaine, who hasn't played enough games yet, he'd be a tenth of a point ahead of Stoudemire in the scoring race. Oh, near steal on that telegraph pass, but it ends up in the hands of Reggie Miller. Foster with several of the Suns scrambling around him, and he takes it right to the hoop, and a beauty by Jeff Foster.
Good read. They played him away from the basket.
Quentin Richardson, who has taken more three-pointers, and he's made more than anybody in the league. It doesn't take him too much time to decide to launch that up there. 108 made out of 300 attempts, and Tinsley comes right back to hit the three. Tinsley missed 4 three-pointers against Memphis, then hit a three with 1:46 left to give the Pacers a 4-point cushion in their comeback victory. Pacers this time out to the early lead. This is something they concentrated on coming into this game.
Whoa, boy, that was too easy.
Joe Johnson, 6'7", 230, posting inside.
I got him guarding Jamal Tinsley.
With Nash on Reggie Miller. James Jones, long shot, right into the hands of O'Neal. The double pump to try to stay away from Stoudemire. And it's 11-6 in favor of Indiana in 4 minutes, 17 points on the board. Marion trying to get into it. This team shoots 48% from the floor. That's second best in the league. And the best shooting three-point team in the NBA. They've got it all going for them on that offensive end. They are.
That's all. That's what they look to get it going on the offensive end.
That could be a defensive 3 seconds against Phoenix. And that will be a technical foul shot for Indiana.
You see right there, Jermaine getting it up quick before the help can get there.
Another 30-point performance for Jermaine O'Neal, 5 in the last 6 ball games for Indiana's all-star. And in those 6 games, he's averaging 34 points per game, shooting at 51%. The one game he did not score 30 was in Phoenix, when he was held to just 16, and he is in, and he buries the ball. Jermaine O'Neal.
He's very much like a lot of the players that you have in the Phoenix Suns, quick with length, and they don't guard as well, and Jermaine can take advantage of the fact that they can't guard him.
So the Pacers here early, turning things around on the Suns.
What is the power of inspiration? Can available all-wheel drive improve performance? Yes, in snow, rain, and even dry pavement. Can a 340 horsepower Hemi give you fuel efficiency without sacrificing power? With advanced MDS technology, it just did. The totally new Chrysler 300, starting at $23,995. Chrysler.
I'd like to experience a total system meltdown. I'd like to lose all of my music files.
I would really love to get a virus and give it to all my friends.
Millions of Americans are just asking for a computer virus because they're not nearly as protected as they think they are.
I'd like it if someone stole my identity.
That's why America Online now gives away comprehensive virus protection to all our members. Absolutely free.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
DirecTV presents the finest in recent filmed entertainment. DirecTV pay-per-view.
CS. The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on FSN.
Jermaine O'Neal had a tough night in Phoenix on Sunday, quickly going to work here against the Suns and getting the step both on Marion and Stoudemire. And that feels good for Jermaine O'Neal, who has been back for 7 games and been dominating for Indiana. 32 points a game over that period of time, shooting at a high percentage, trying to keep the Pacers in the race, the Central Division, just 2 games behind second place Detroit and 3.5 behind Cleveland through all that the Pacers have been through this year. Stoudemire, turnaround, and both shots have been kind of fall-away jumpers. Hasn't gotten to the dunk yet.
I mean, because now you have to go out and play him with a little more toughness defensively. That's when he can get around you.
James Jones.
Got to take that shot. He's not going to give me any more shots than that.
Reggie will take it, and Reggie hits it. Reggie Miller drills the 3. Last 3 field goals have been threes. Those 2 in Memphis midway in the 4th. After trailing by 6, tied it up, and that really ignited Indiana to the win. Stoudemire goes out even further to show his improved shooting touch.
My goodness. Al, when he first came in the league, he couldn't hit his shot outside the take charge line.
And now Miller looking to post Steve Nash. 10 seconds to shoot. And the setup for O'Neal. Swish. Jermaine O'Neal on fire here in this first quarter. And the Pacers lead is 9. Stoudemire stays with it. And O'Neal reaches out and snatches that rebound with the left hand. Now it is Tinsley. He tries to post Nash. Dribbling, turning, wiggling. And finally there's a whistle. It's against Indiana. And away from the ball.
3 seconds, Jeff Foster.
That's the call. So Jamal had it all going there, showing Nash that he's a man of 1,000 moves. Halfway through this first quarter, back-to-back home games for the Pacers. Grant Hill and Orlando comes in tomorrow night, an 8 o'clock start. Magic tonight in Detroit.
Reggie. So that's a tough matchup there, Al. Because what you've already alluded to. He and Reggie, and Joe Johnson and Reggie are about the same height. Joe Johnson just happens to be about 15 pounds heavier, if you will. You can see Reggie on the second, he'll go back up. You can see him grab his arm so he doesn't get a clean shot at the rebound.
Phoenix Suns adding this man, Steve Nash, and Quentin Richardson this year. That has been the key to the ignition. And bringing on those 2 free agents without losing anybody, adding 2 starters. Nash takes that on the fly, the alley-oop, and there's a whistle. Both James Jones and Foster get tangled up with Stoudemire. Some words being exchanged. Phoenix not used to looking at the scoreboard and being behind early.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff did. He just pushed him in the air. I'm not sure what he called himself doing on that play.
And Foster quickly raising the hand.
Officials, timeout.
Knew that it was on him, and now the officials are taking a timeout. Apparently we have a situation where one of the players was cut. It was Steve Nash. Nash is all over the place with that basketball. Former Dallas Maverick, signing as a free agent, originally drafted in the first round by Phoenix, but after 2 years they traded Nash to Dallas, and very pleased to get him back. Chance to tell you about the Pacers stretch run 5-game ticket packages. They are now available, and each package contains 2 tickets to 5 Pacers games. So see the Pacers take on LeBron James, also Shaq included, and some of the other stars in and around the NBA. Prices start as low as $100. So call that number, 917-2500. Indiana Pacers, a record of 9-6 on their home floor. The Suns are 15-3 on the road and having difficulty in stopping the bleeding on Nash. So Rick Carlisle looks down and sees Nash sitting.
Phoenix, number 23, Casey Jacobson.
The team's always trying to get Nash out of the ball game. Some success there, and Casey Jacobson has checked in. So Stoudemire back at the foul line. You talked about all the 30-point performances by Jermaine O'Neal. Stoudemire's hit for 30 in 7 of the last 11 ball games. His last one, 34 against Miami and Shaq, although on the flip side, Shaquille O'Neal also had 34. The two going up against one another. Stoudemire at the center spot, although a power forward. James Jones, baseline.
He is really having a hard time. The game is starting to really speed up, particularly when you play a Western Conference team like Phoenix, because on both sides of the ball, they're very, very quick. And James Jones has not been able to quite make that adjustment yet.
Came off the bench for 7 games before starting in Memphis, although never could get going there, got into foul trouble early. Defending on that occasion, and out it's Tinsley flying out.
Jermaine by himself.
There's that double team, and he hits. Jermaine O'Neal finding the net, 5 of 7, and he has a quick 10 points. Overplaying and making the steal. Tinsley again in the middle, picked up by
got Jermaine on the
Jacobson
on the open side
against Marion. Pacers leading it by 9 early, but when you score like the Suns, who could explode at any time, no lead is safe, especially this early in the game. Oh, that's the third on Foster.
I don't think is it out?
He seems to think so.
Well, I think he thinks so. I'm not sure there's any question about the foul.
Number 20, Freddie Jones.
Always aggressive, Jeff Foster. But with the 2 personal fouls, gets himself in some trouble. Jacobson gets away from Tinsley, who's virtually all alone. So Crozier comes in, Fred Jones comes in. There's a miss from downtown. The Suns have put up 867 three-pointers, much more than any other team in the league. And Tinsley with a razzle-dazzle. And the Pacers' lead is now double figures. And we have another whistle. And it's on Tinsley. Pacers picking up the fouls, but it's not that bad, because what it also does, it slows the pace of this game down, allowing the Phoenix Suns to get into their usual offensive rhythm. The numbers that Jamal's been putting up there. This year he scored 20 or more on 9 occasions. That's 9 more than last year. Last year his season high was 19. Marion didn't want it. Gives it back to Nash, who finds Marion cutting. And the Suns off to a 5 for 16 shooting night, 29%. 12 seconds. Tinsley gets the ball caught, but again with the yo-yo dribble, able to save it. O'Neal sets up the baseline jumper. Got it. Jermaine O'Neal is smoking.
Well, it's good the Pacers are shooting the ball well. Right now it's 62%. Because the Pacers have taken some difficult shots, they've been able to make them.
And there it is from deep. Steve Nash hits his second field goal. And back comes Phoenix. The Suns, who led the Pacers 29-7 with 3 minutes left in Phoenix. Pacers lead it 25-14, just under 3 minutes here. And Indiana, with the lead, wants to talk about it, make sure that they don't give any of it up in the final 2:44.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Dakota. It has a lot more of what you're looking for. Power, the only V8 under 20,000. Size, the biggest overall interior room. Capability, up to 7,000 pounds of towing capacity. In fact, there's only one thing Dakota doesn't have a lot of: competition. The all-new Dakota. It's a lot more truck for a whole lot less. Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus bonus cash for total savings up to $5,100 on Dodge Dakota.
I will pass some blind curves.
I will back up on the interstate.
Disregard stop signs. Run red lights. Refuse to yield.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
Tailgate at high speeds.
I will drink and drive.
Even in good weather, there are still hazardous driving conditions.
I will never see you coming. I will be out there, but safety starts with you. Buckle up, drive safe, arrive alive.
Polite society tells us that it's rude to stare. But then along came the V6 Nissan Altima. With a state-of-the-art interior, featuring a navigation system and satellite radio. And a sleek, refined exterior. So go ahead, stare. It'd be rude not to. Right now, get $1,500 cash back or 1% financing for up to 60 months.
Well, you may recognize Brandy here in Indianapolis with her fiance, Quentin Richardson of the Suns. And a little shy in front of the camera.
Seems to be.
Well, what a difference 5 days makes. Phoenix had that big lead. The 3-minute mark Sunday. Pacers that night shooting 2 of 18. Phoenix giving Jermaine O'Neal all sorts of problems inside. Pacers trying to figure things out. A nice flip here in this first quarter, and D'Antoni gave tremendous credit to the Pacers. Knew he got him on an off night in Phoenix. He is standing tall in front of the bench and on top of the NBA with that record. Although San Antonio waiting for any kind of waiver by the Suns. Anthony Johnson checks in along with Michael Curry. Tinsley goes out. O'Neal, the only starter remaining, gets stripped of the basketball. Here's the fast break. Jacobson now curling back, looking for some help. Nash fires it in to Stephen Hunter.
Nash will not let you make many mistakes without making you pay for them when he has the ball in his hand.
25-16 in favor of Indiana. Stephen Hunter, 3-year vet out of DePaul, first-round draft pick by Orlando, where it did not work out, but he has been a very important man off the bench so far with Phoenix, finding the right place at the right time. Crozier buries the ball.
Well, we talked about player movement and ball movement, and that's what you had there.
Crozier 1 of 9 in Phoenix.
Gee.
And there's Nash with a 3.
About a foot behind the three-point line.
He has hit it 38% this season. That's lower than his career mark, which is 7th best all time, just under 42%. Crozier is open. So is Fred Jones. Freddie Jones comes up with a 3. He already has outscored his total in Memphis the other night when he had 2. But they were important 2 in the fourth quarter. Nash fading away again, nothing but net. So Steve Nash trying to carry the Suns back here. He had only 10 points against Indiana in Phoenix and 9 assists, but it seemed as if he dominated the game. Pacers looking for it from the bench. Crozier and Jones have been quiet over the last week and a half. Joe Johnson with the strip. And now it's Sean Marion out of Vincennes here in Indiana.
Try to get 2 for 1.
Jacobson, the 3-point threat, but Curry is on him. Nash, another 3.
Oh, that's
Hunter
45.
he was pushing off. So Hunter gets the personal foul. He came out of DePaul after just his sophomore season, now growing into it. And first look in 7 weeks is Scott Pollard. His last game, November 26th. At Charlotte, playing great basketball in his first 6 games. That's all the games he has played, but bringing that aggressiveness that he was known for off the bench in Sacramento. But the back injury has shelved him for the last 20 games. Crozier goes to get it. He's being smothered here by Stoudemire. Several pumps and the layup by Crozier, who's looking as active as we have seen him the last couple of weeks. Last shot, and Nash just gets it off, and it goes, but they'll have to review that. That's
I think
close.
it's good. I don't know how he got it off, but I think it's good. He was stumbling and falling down.
With Phoenix, you cannot relax for a moment. So the referee is reviewing this shot, but the Pacers have the big lead after 1.
The road's most acclaimed muscle car is back with a vengeance. Ford Mustang. All new with a touch of history. And a powerful V8 that'll push 300 horsepower down an I-70 straightaway. Mustang. The legend lives. And right now, the all-new Ford Mustang is priced from just $19,995. Visit your Indiana Ford store today. Mustang, built for the...
The NBA believes that reading is the foundation to a child's future. And when you develop a lifelong love of reading, anything is possible.
Give a pig a pancake. She'll want some syrup to go with it.
Whether it's one book, one child, or one relationship at a time, the teams and its players are strengthening ties with their communities and building a brighter future for everyone.
Thank you.
So open a book and read to achieve.
Ah, the video rental return. Beautiful day to return the movies?
I'm late. Beads are late.
This is a hassle. So, what'd you think?
I think I owe $7 for a movie I didn't even get to see.
You know there's a much better way. Stars, your ultimate movie connection. With Stars, you'll get 12 movie channels with up to 600 different movies a month, all for $12 or less.
Call now to get the Stars Super Pack for $12 or less a month. So call 1-800-DIRECTV or go to directtv.com today.
On Fox.
The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on FSN.
One goal. One goal. One goal.
Saturday night, Grant Hill and the Magic return to Contico Fieldhouse. Call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS for your tickets. The Home Court Gift Shop is the one-stop place to shop for great Pacers items. Get everything from hats to jerseys, all at great prices. And you can order your custom Pacers jersey, any name, any number. The Home Court Gift Shop, everything a Pacers fan needs.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Dodge. To get anywhere, you've got to grab life by the horns. Dodge. And by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, enjoyed in fine establishments and questionable joints everywhere.
Well, did Steve Nash beat the clock to end the first quarter? Watch the backboard. Does the light come on before or after he gets rid of the basketball? It's up.
It's hard to see there. It was close. But the officials didn't have enough evidence.
Well, they counted the basket.
Say he didn't.
In Phoenix on Sunday, the Pacers trailed 35-17 after one. They lead here 32-23. So they go from down 18 in the first quarter on the road against the Suns to up 9, a 27-point swing. And Stoudemire misses what he thought would be his 116th dunk of the season.
Yeah, he's made a couple of jump shots, but fortunately for the Pacers, I'm glad he doesn't seem to be quite in. And hopefully, in the game, hopefully he can stay out of it.
Pacers shooting 65% in that first quarter. Oh, Pollard with a left-hand tip. Extending the back on that one. That would have been one of his most beautiful tips ever in his career. Fading away. Nash again, and Pollard with the rebound gets it ahead to Fred Jones. Racing with Richardson, and he hits, and he's fouled, and a beauty by Fred Jones.
Yeah, and a good call, too. Fred Jones kept attacking. That's the one thing that running teams don't do necessarily well out, and that's get back. So the Pacers put some pressure on the Suns after the rebound by Pollard to see what they would do. Quentin Richardson, you see him lean left. Freddie able to control and get it to go down. Can't lean. It's some athletic ability there.
Knowing about Fred Jones' leaping ability, the slam dunk champion, I thought he was taking off to go over Richardson on the play. Cannot complete the three-point play. Freddie, a 86% foul shooter. Jacobson makes the drive, covered up, and he is fouled.
The one thing about the first quarter that makes it the most interesting, first of all, Pacers defensively held Phoenix to 23 points, and they had 32. So it's a good sign because really since the month of November and December, the Pacers were holding teams to like 93 points. After that, it's been 108 points in January.
Well, it's Phoenix tonight, and then Grant Hill, Steve Francis, and the surprising Orlando Magic tomorrow night. You'll be able to see it right here on FSN Midwest. Game night starts at 7:30, tip-off at 8.
They are an exciting team to watch, and they just picked up Doug Christie after trading. Oh, Freddie got that taken away from him by Casey Jacobs.
Now Stoudemire have to deal with Scott Pollard and his aggressive style of play.
Freddie never quite handed that ball under the kind of control he thought. Jacobson stayed active.
Jacobson not exactly run our test on the defensive end, but gets
not by any stretch, Al. You know that.
7th turnover already by Indiana. Only thing on the minus side of the ledger in this start, and Amar'e Stoudemire continues to score with the outside touch. Pacers 34, the Suns 27. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Johnson and Jones with Curry, Crozier, and Pollard. Crozier runs into traffic, stays with it, bodies Stoudemire, no. There's Pollard with a hustle play, and there is that left-hand putback. Scott Pollard. Immediate impact on the boards.
Yeah, right away.
Leandro Barbosa giving Steve Nash a spell. And Johnson reaching in for the personal foul.
See right here, Pollard come from the other side. Quentin Richardson thought he had him blocked out. Pollard with that strength, that body that the Pacers have sorely missed on the inside.
Testing the back. You remember when he went out, you thought maybe just for 5 games, just need a little rest. Turned into 7 weeks. And still in the testing stage, but suiting up and ready to go here tonight. Feeling as good as he has been. Johnson gets the screen. Now Crozier is open, flicks the wrist, swish.
That was a good play. Rick Carlisle called that play all day long. You can get it because this team rotates slow if you run a screen and roll.
The shot coming back for Crozier, who had hit only 3 of his last 16 in the last 2 games. And Stoudemire in traffic, able to find the opening, and he has a dozen of the Suns' 29.
He is strong because he got hit a couple times and maintained control with that one.
Combines that strength with the quickness and explosiveness, and taking advantage of it to the tune of 26 points a game. Ball movement by Indiana. Pollard with 3 seconds to shoot. Fred Jones goes up. He fires. He hits. Fred Jones and Austin Crozier. What a difference they're making here tonight. Initially, when they went from the starting rotation to the bench, they provided valuable points, but then went through a 2-week lull, but they're snapping out of it this evening against Phoenix. Barbosa goes down, and Crozier comes out with that one. 4 minutes into the second quarter, Pacers already with 40. Pollard, and he walks in again. Scott Pollard coming off the bench for the first time since November 26th. And he brings the fans to their feet. Timeout, Phoenix.
Truck people love winter.
Yeah. I like snow and mud all mixed together.
Then crank up the Toyota Tundra. With its high force V8 power and available 4-wheel drive, it's
BOSS.
And see the all-new, bigger, badder Tacoma. Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
245 horses.
No wonder you're loving winter.
Giddy up.
Get 0 financing or $1,250 cash on Tundra, or 0 financing or $900 cash on 4Runner. Toyota, moving forward.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. With filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos. Designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm full.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a pirate. Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee with an available Hemi V8 and QuadraDrive 2, our most advanced available four-wheel drive system ever. The new 2005 Liberty with an available 210 horsepower V6 and choice of available rugged four-wheel drive systems. And the spacious and extremely capable Wrangler Unlimited. Go ahead, let it snow.
Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus bonus cash for total savings of up to $5,600 on Liberty.
And we welcome you back, everybody, to Conseco Fieldhouse right now. The Indiana Pacers doing what they plan to do, and that's avoid a slow start to tonight's game. They're off to a great start here by the second quarter. Scott Pollard told me he just couldn't sit around and wait anymore. He's so excited to be back on the court. He hasn't had a chance to play with his teammates since he was placed on the injured list on December the 3rd with that sore lower back. He said, you know, I don't feel any worse, so I'm going to take that as good news. And he says he coaxed the medical staff just a little bit, but he certainly had their permission to come out and play. And Scott knows that the medical staff will be monitoring him very closely. And while he's feeling better, he also knows he's not going to push himself and not going to be able to go too many minutes, guys.
Well, he's guarding Stoudemire there all over him and making him work hard for that shot. And Pollard gets his second. Rick Carlisle said he'd like to play Pollard in maybe 5 to 6 minute bursts. He has played those 5 minutes already, and he has stuffed the stat sheet. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 on the offensive end, 2 personal fouls, and an assist.
Yeah, he gets involved. That's the one thing about Scott. He's engaged in the game. So the staff, I'm sure, as you said, monitoring his minutes.
Joe Johnson is back in. Pacers also hoping Jonathan Bender returns shortly, maybe even tomorrow night. And then Stephen Jackson returns in less than 2 weeks, January 26th. At Boston. After tonight, Jackson will be out only 5 more games. So Indiana will become as whole as they could without Ron Artest shortly. Pollard all over Stoudemire. Pacers shooting 58% in this one. Barbosa all the way just flies by. He is super quick, and the Pacers getting a sampling of that. Jermaine O'Neal and Jamal Tinsley getting ready to come back in. Johnson over Stoudemire. And here is Amari bringing it out. He has gone the distance so far for Phoenix. Check that. He's taken just a brief 2-minute rest, but it's Marion who's gone almost 16 minutes. Johnson over dribbling and loses. And the foul there by Freddie Jones. So Indiana turning it over but maintaining the lead. Jermaine O'Neal comes back in. This is what he did to start the game off. And a 180-degree turn from the start in Phoenix Sunday. Jermaine O'Neal, 6 of 10, 12 points in the 12 minutes of the first quarter. And that's the first foul shot missed by Phoenix tonight. They had made 6 in a row. Jermaine has been back 9 games. Pacers 5-4 during that time, and he's been averaging 29 points a game over that period. Johnson, who is averaging 15 a game and has scored 20 per over the last 4. Has 3 tonight. O'Neal, there's the double team. Pacers whipping the ball around. Tinsley with the 3. Tinsley has hit 2 of those tonight.
Yeah, that's hard because he just stepped off the bench and stepped into that one.
Pacers lead it by 13. They've hit 4 of 6 long ball. Suns just 1 of 6, and they are the leader in that category. This will be against Indiana.
This will be Reggie. Reggie's guarding Joe Johnson is a lot more active than he looks. I mean, he has this demeanor about him like he's not fully engaged almost, but he's such a good athlete.
Just the low-key approach. Former 10th pick in the first round by Boston. Traded to Phoenix. And he's averaging 15 points a game. He and Marion each play 39 minutes per. And when you look at these 5 and what they've been doing, it seems as if all of them have been averaging more than 40 minutes a game. Mike D'Antoni doing a great job of player time management. Some illusions, some mirrors being used.
Going there.
Reggie Miller trying to cut off the screen. And he hangs up Barbosa. So Barbosa has his first personal foul. Suns have lost 5 games this year at home to Sacramento and Minnesota, both close ball games. On the road, they've lost to Cleveland in overtime, blown out by San Antonio for the only time this year. And then Wednesday, lost it in Utah, 115-108. And here is Mr. Hustleboard. Bo Lamar, the veteran, in his 12th season.
Bo Lamar.
Bo Outlaw. In his 12th season. And that is a foul inside.
You're right about one thing for sure. You're talking about hustle. This is about as active a player that usually gets on the floor.
Well, that took me back many years.
Many years.
That's his middle name. It's Bo Lamar Outlaw. You just didn't let me finish it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Another turnover by Indiana. And here is Outlaw.
Now, Bo Lamar would have shot that.
That's right. He would fit in with this Phoenix team. Marion goes high, and Tinsley comes out with it. Racing to the forecourt.
He was trying to get Reggie.
Got too close to him. Crozier with the fake. Walks by Stoudemire. Second foul on Crozier. And a timeout taken in Indiana.
Two decades, and the lead just got bigger. Introducing the all-new 7-passenger 2005 Nissan Pathfinder. With more horsepower and seating for 7. See your Nissan dealer now and lease a new 2005 Pathfinder for just $339 a month. The Nissan Pathfinder. Everything you expect from Nissan and more. Yep, a third row.
Lurking somewhere in this small business is a competitive edge. An invisible asset that turns their most basic tool into their most productive one. It's not their phone. It's how they use it. SBC Business Unlimited. $48.95 a month flat for unlimited long-distance toll and local calls. Hundreds of thousands of others have Business Unlimited. Do you?
Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive with the highest government crash test ratings for front and side impacts. 5 stars. It looks good from every angle. Chevy Equinox LS with EPA estimated MPG 25 highway starting at $21,660. See your local Chevy dealer.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving forward. And by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Downtown Indianapolis. And the Pacers are back home again. And what a difference 5 days and being at home and having the visitor with a heavy road schedule makes in this league.
Yeah, it really does. I think the players are feeling they looked a lot better than when we saw them. I thought both in Phoenix and Memphis in terms of their comfort. And that's just being at home, just being in comfortable surroundings.
Tinsley in the backcourt with Reggie Miller, Jermaine O'Neal, Jeff Foster, and Fred Jones. That's the 5 for Indiana. Stoudemire, Marion, Richardson, Johnson, and Outlaw for Phoenix. O'Neal takes it in against Outlaw, gets a piece of that one.
Oh, he forearm checked him all the way up to the rim.
And here's Stoudemire, who takes a run to the hoop and slaps it down. 9-point lead for Indiana.
Jeff didn't want to pick up another foul. That's why he didn't come over there late, having played against this team. And I think that made the initial difference last game versus this game in these two teams, because if you don't play against a team with this kind of speed, you don't know how to react to it. And having done it once, I think the Pacers are better for it. Tough shot, good defense.
Tinsley back and forth he goes. Tinsley's open. 10 seconds still on the shot clock. And now Outlaw having his difficulties.
I was going to say, let him dribble it. He'll dribble it off his foot.
Richardson getting away.
Oh, it said Reggie was in there. I thought he'd gotten out. That's his third.
Reggie Miller draws the foul.
This is Amari out on the break, and you can see how high he jumps, how quickly. You talked about his explosiveness. Reggie got hit twice that time. Jermaine got him on one side. Quentin Richardson got him on the other, and Reggie picked up the foul, his third.
Number 9 pick in the draft. Stoudemire, Rookie of the Year over Yao Ming. And among those drafted before him, Jay Williams, who went number 2 in Chicago, has been out since that motorcycle accident. Nicholas Skeetershvili. DeJuan Wagner.
He's really had a tough time in Cleveland.
Even Mike Dunleavy, Drew Gooden, Nene, Chris Wilcox are not close to what Stoudemire has been doing. Number 9th pick has been a charm for Phoenix. Sean Marion was number 9. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki, Tracy McGrady, drafted with that 9th pick. Now add Stoudemire to that list of stars. Tinsley, Foster pokes it out.
Yeah, you get to have to make athletic plays. They make more of them.
Like that.
Yeah, see, they make more athletic plays. You've got to make this, if you will, more of a, if you will, a field event than a track event.
Shorten those passing lanes. That's the first field goal for Sean Marion. But it brings the Suns to within 7. And Indiana wants to talk it over.
From the minute my son was born, I knew I wanted to be that dad. The guy who can show you how to throw a perfect spiral, fixing bikes and skateboard ramps, going to ball games. My father was that dad, and now I've become that dad. That's why I bought a Saturn.
Introducing the 7-passenger 2005 Saturn Relay with the security of OnStar and DVD player standard. Right now, every 2005 Relay is available with 5-year, 60,000-mile worry-free ownership.
At CarQuest, our people go above and beyond the call of duty to help the technician working on your car by supplying them with superior service and only quality auto parts. And with nearly 4,000 stores and over 130,000 CarQuest parts to choose from, we'll be there when you need us. CarQuest, the professional choice.
From the fastest and strongest to the most capable and most powerful, Dodge Ram trucks. Matched by none, envied by all.
Come on, man, floor it!
Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus great package discounts plus bonus cash for total savings up to $9,100.
Welcome back to Conseco Fieldhouse, everybody. The Indiana Pacers up by 7 right now over the Phoenix Suns. Tonight, Pacers fans did their part to aid the tsunami relief efforts going on worldwide. As fans arrived at the game, donations were accepted with all proceeds benefiting the World Food Program, which is a part of the United Nations. Coming up at halftime, we'll check in on what else the Pacers organization is doing to aid the victims of this disaster.
Jermaine O'Neal offering a check of $55,000 for the point total against the Milwaukee Bucks, the last home game, donating $1,000 for each point. And we'll have more on that at halftime. Jermaine O'Neal has 12 points tonight, all of them coming in the first quarter. But Indiana having some difficulties of late. Last 8 possessions, they have hit only 2 field goals, and they've had 3 turnovers. Another defensive 3 seconds call, this on Stoudemire.
Pacers got a break here. Stoudemire's walking over to double team Jermaine, and the official felt like he didn't get there in time again, gave the Pacers a free throw. Love it.
Tough crowd. So Anthony Johnson will take the tee. Tomorrow night, Grant Hill and the surprising Orlando Magic in town. Game time is 8 o'clock. Tickets are available at all Ticketmaster locations, or you can shop online at There are some of those $10 seats still available to see Grant Hill and Steve Francis.
Well, they got the young high school player, Dwight Howard, who's a player that in a couple of years, I think people are going to look at him somewhat in the same thing. They're looking a little bit like Amari Stoudemire. And this guy's had double-doubles for the majority of the year, and he's right out of high school.
49-40 in favor of Indiana. Final 3 minutes of this first half. Suns on a 4-game road trip. Stoudemire thwarted there in that dunk attempt. They lost Wednesday night in Utah and will be in Washington tomorrow, in Detroit on Monday. Johnson stops and pops. Pacers not getting any second shot opportunities. Richardson, the three-point threat. Stoudemire takes it in on O'Neal. Oh, the fakes to get the open dunk. 18 for Stoudemire.
And he's outside the take charge line and got Jermaine where Jermaine couldn't come back and get another foul and just powered it.
Stoudemire 20 points, 14 rebounds in the first game against Indiana. Now Outlaw up against O'Neal, 4 seconds to shoot, just trying to bother him. Fade away by Jermaine, got it. What a shot by Jermaine O'Neal. He had Outlaw in his face. Johnson getting some room. And now Tinsley gets the ball in his hands, and he is pushing the pace. Working on Richardson and draws the foul. All right, Quinn, here's a highlight that we're just going to not only watch but listen to. Stoudemire. So Stoudemire crushes it, but he still sees his team down by 9, and it could be double figures now. Jamal Tinsley to the foul line, and Tinsley has been on a foul shooting tear after a slow start. He has now made 18 of his last 19 and 15 in a row. Pollard comes in for the final minute and a half, giving that back a test. He played 6 minutes earlier, 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 on the offensive end of things. Tinsley has a dozen. O'Neal has 16. Those are the two Pacers in double figures. The lone son is Stoudemire with 18 points. Johnson trying to post up against the smaller Tinsley. Outlaw hustling in there to keep it alive. Marion for 3. And that's the damage of that offensive rebound. Only the second field goal of the night for Sean Marion, who's been averaging 23 points a game over the last 6.
Well, they got Joe Johnson playing, first of all, as their post-up guy, if you will, and posting Tinsley. And on the other side, it got caught with Anthony Johnson trying to defend and rebound him there.
Pollard touched that last, so Phoenix with the ball. Marion only a couple of field goals, 5 points. Richardson 0 for 6 in this first half.
You know, the thing that concerns me a little bit is the Pacers, obviously have a lead. The game hadn't been pulled away from, if you will, and Steve Nash hadn't played much. That's the concern.
Essentially the first quarter.
Right.
They find the open man. It's Johnson and another 3. So back-to-back threes. One by Johnson, one by Marion, and all of a sudden the Suns are within 5. And the Pacers will talk about this attempt with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Suns have not led in this ball game. Pacers led by as many as 13. And looking to take a lead for the first time in a while. That's what they've given up in the first half in the last 3 games. Phoenix going for 65 and 58% from the field. Able to make it up against Memphis. They were trailing by as many as 10 in that third quarter and turned it around to beat the Grizzlies, snapped their 6-game winning streak, 86-85. But at this point, they have held the Suns under 100. Suns have been held under 100 only 5 times in their 36 games this year. Number 1 scoring team at 110 points per ball game. Johnson overplaying Tinsley. And now Tinsley will set it up. Shot clock at 9.
I thought they switched it, so you got Joe Johnson trying to guard Jermaine.
Tinsley steps back and rims it. And Phoenix enough time for this last shot. They beat the buzzer to end the first quarter. Johnson, there it is. But no shot at it this time. So that ends the first half. Pacers did lead by 13 at one point. But considering what happened in Phoenix 5 nights ago, happy to go into the locker room up by 5.
The multifunctional element from Honda. Where will it take you?
Indiana has the best fans in the country, and this season, FSN Midwest and Taco Bell want your help to prove it.
Tonight's Taco Bell Friday fan analyst is Eric, so what do you think about tonight's game?
I think it's going to be a wonderful game.
That's right. Every Friday, one lucky fan will be a guest analyst on the FSN Midwest pregame show, plus you'll get awesome seats for the game. To register, mail a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to FSN Midwest. It's the Friday Fan Analyst, brought to you by Taco Bell.
Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive with the highest government crash test ratings for front and side impacts. 5 stars. It looks good from every angle. Chevy Equinox LS with EPA estimated MPG 25 highway starting at $21,660. See your local Chevy dealer.
Jamal Tinsley and the Pacers head south for back-to-back games, starting with a trip to the Bayou City, where they'll count on their defense to shut down the explosive T-Mac and the Rockets. Then it's on to the Big Easy as they look to gain ground against Western Conference teams, facing a healthy Baron Davis, who's seeking redemption for the struggling Hornets. Pacers basketball, starting Tuesday at 8 on FSN Midwest.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Sand painting is practiced by many cultures. Notice how they place the sand, 1 grain at a time. They've been working on this piece for over 8 days. I'm sorry, no pictures, please. Just look at the detail.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 16.
You are now free to move about the country. Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on FSN.
And we welcome you, everybody, to our halftime show. We're live at Conseco Fieldhouse right now. The Indiana Pacers on top 53-48, avoiding what has plagued them in the last few games, and that's slow starts. They certainly got out quickly on top of the Suns team, which probably is in shock right now in the locker room. Well, last week when Jermaine O'Neal said that he was going to donate $1,000 per point in San Antonio, he only scored 32. So he said, you know what, I dropped 55 on Milwaukee. I'm going to go with that number. So he donated $55,000 to help with the tsunami relief efforts, and it was much appreciated by those far, far away and also those right here in Indiana.
Just watching TV a lot, seeing the type of things that they're going through, people over there that live there and people that were vacation that didn't ask to be in that position. And one day me and my agent were talking to some other guys were talking to him also about doing the same thing. We thought it'd be a good idea just to donate some money for every point that we scored. And mostly it was those guys that can score a lot of points, so I thought that was a good thing to do.
He did mention that, in the media that he was going to donate for every point, blah, blah, blah. And then, I just went in and say, hey, Mindy thanks you a lot. She wanted me to make sure to say thank you because that means a lot to her. And he said, well, and even if I don't get 55, we're going to do that again anyway, like he scored 55. And so that meant a lot to the Pollard family.
If we don't take advantage of who we are, and what we have to be beneficial in other people's life, then we really don't matter anyway. You gotta be able to take advantage of that and have somebody affect somebody else's life with the position that we're in.
A very classy move by Jermaine O'Neal, also other players around the league and also NBA organizations. And thank you to those at home who have given to the tsunami relief effort as well. We'll be back with more on our halftime show. It's 53-48 Indiana Pacers. We'll be right back.
Introducing the all-new 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. With an available 330 horsepower Hemi V8, it has best-in-class horsepower and torque. The optional electronic stability program that helps maintain control on slippery roads. And available Quadra-Drive 2, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever. Go ahead, let it snow. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, 2005 4x4 of the year.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. With filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos. Designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be? I'm full.
All right. Yeah, I'm a pirate. Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
I will pass some blind curves.
I will back up on the interstate.
Disregard stop signs.
Run red lights.
Refuse to yield.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
Tailgate at high speeds.
I will drink and drive.
Even in good weather, there are still hazardous driving conditions.
I will never see you coming. I will be out there, but safety starts with you. Buckle up, drive safe, arrive alive.
Truck people love winter.
Yeah. I like snow and mud all mixed together.
Then crank up the Toyota Tundra. With its high-force V8 power and available four-wheel drive, it's
BOSS.
And see the all-new, bigger, badder Tacoma. Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
245 horses.
No wonder you're loving winter.
Giddy up.
Get zero financing or $1,250 cash on Tundra, or zero financing or $900 cash on 4Runner. Toyota, moving forward.
Rams, Falcons, Vikings, Eagles. The NFC Divisional Playoffs in HD on Fox.
Martin Luther King Day means to me, no matter what happened to him, he always loved. He never fought back. He always said one day it would change.
It's about courage and standing up for what you believe in, making ultimate sacrifices and having the will to go against all odds.
We have to continue his legacy. We have to continue to talk about it, share it, and let the future generations know what he stood for.
Indiana Pacers on top 53-48 over the Phoenix Suns. Welcome back, everybody, to the Pacers halftime show. We're glad you joined us. We're going to take a look at some news and notes going on in and around the NBA, and a lot of it, unfortunately, some bad news for three teams in particular. The Milwaukee Bucks guard TJ Ford will not play this season. He had hopes that he would be able to return. He's been out since February of '04 during his rookie season when he bruised his spinal cord. The New Jersey Nets will also be without Richard Jefferson for the remainder of the season. He suffered a ruptured ligament in his left wrist on December 27th versus Detroit. Thankfully, it's not career-threatening, but the Nets have lost him for the remainder of the season. And Kobe Bryant, well, he may not be playing for a little while. The Lakers could be without the superstar for a while. Bryant suffered a severely sprained ankle last night against Cleveland. He was to undergo an MRI today. So watch that story closely, as Kobe Bryant may be the only one of the three to be able to come back and play this season. Thanks for joining us on the Pacers halftime show. Make sure you join us again on the postgame show. But for now, enjoy the second half.
The road's most acclaimed muscle car is back with a vengeance. Ford Mustang. All new with a touch of history. And a powerful V8 that'll push 300 horsepower down an I-70 straightaway. Mustang. The legend lives. And right now, the all-new Ford Mustang is priced from just $19,995. Visit your Indiana Ford store today. Mustang. Built for the road ahead.
Refresh my memory.
They're one of Indiana's largest companies.
$750 million in revenue last year.
Distribution?
Over 4,000 retailers.
Earning $50 million in commissions.
Any government subsidies?
Not a penny.
All revenues are invested in Indiana.
Bottom line?
Nearly $200 million net last year.
Who are we talking to again? Really?
Lurking somewhere in this small business is a competitive edge. An invisible asset that turns their most basic tool into their most productive one. It's not their phone, it's how they use it. SBC Business Unlimited, $48.95 a month flat for unlimited long-distance toll and local calls. Hundreds of thousands of others have Business Unlimited. Do you?
Making deliveries at Hendrick Motorsports is one of the best parts of my job. To be around these professionals and their cars is so exciting. It really gets your blood pumping to work with such pros, which is why I'm proud to be part of the team. Northwest Auto Parts and Hendrick Motorsports, two quality companies working together. If they could just be a little faster, they could keep up with me.
CarQuest, the professional choice.
From the minute my son was born, I knew I wanted to be that dad. The guy who can show you how to throw a perfect spiral, fixing bikes and skateboard ramps, going to ball games. My father was that dad, and now I've become that dad. That's why I bought a Saturn.
Introducing the 7-passenger 2005 Saturn Relay with the security of OnStar and DVD player standard. Right now, every 2005 Relay is available with 5-year, 60,000-mile worry-free ownership.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Back at Conseco Fieldhouse, that's the arithmetic at halftime. The Pacers shooting 51%. They hold Phoenix under 50 points at the half and lead it 53-48. And Quinn, the difference from 5 nights ago tonight, the Pacers are fully engaged in this ball game.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. You come off that back-to-back, having played Dallas going into Phoenix, but I think you saw some other good signs too. Scott Pollard being able to come off the bench and lend some help on the inside, I thought was really important.
All right, let's take a look at the statistics in that first half. Extremely revealing as the Pacers shoot 51%. Phoenix, the top shooting team in the NBA, only at 42%. Pacers were out-rebounded by 24 in the game in Phoenix. They're +5 here at halftime. Turnovers by Indiana have kept the Suns in this ball game. They share 20 points apiece in the paint. The Pacers were destroyed in the paint in Phoenix. And the Suns, the top 3-point shooting team in the league, have hit only 3 in the first half. We'll be back with the second half action in just a moment.
Out of gas?
Yeah.
Dodge Grand Caravan, the only minivan with stow and go. Another minivan first from Dodge.
Daddy just had to get a motorcycle, didn't he?
Funny, huh?
Now get 0+. That's 0% financing plus bonus cash for total savings up to $7,500 on Grand Caravan.
Next week, American Idol returns bigger, better.
I just called to say I love you. Welcome to Hollywood, baby.
And better.
Everybody down, the party's all around. If you want to be my lover,
Well, you sang that as well as the Spice Girls. Unfortunately, that's not a compliment.
TV's #1 series returns. American Idol, next week on Fox.
Jamal Tinsley and the Pacers head south for back-to-back games, starting with a trip to the Bayou City, where they'll count on their defense to shut down the explosive T-Mac and the Rockets. Then it's on to the Big Easy as they look to gain ground against Western Conference teams, facing a healthy Baron Davis, who's seeking redemption for the struggling Hornets. Pacers basketball, starting Tuesday at 8 on FSN Midwest.
I'd like my hard drive to fry like a mozzarella stick.
I'd like all our family photos to just disappear.
I'd like catastrophic system failure.
Millions of Americans are just asking for a computer virus because they're not nearly as protected as they think they are.
No, it'd be awesome if my computer could make the sound of a Yeti.
That's why America Online now gives away comprehensive virus protection to all our members. Absolutely free.
That's what I want.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
Brace yourself for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 39 in crystal clear high definition. Now is the time to join DirecTV's HD revolution. Because this postseason, the revolution will be televised.
The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on FSN.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by the Hoosier Lottery. Play for the estimated $14 million Powerball jackpot and say yes to Power Play. Fun is good. By your local Chrysler dealers. And by the Governor's Council on Impaired and Dangerous Driving. Safety starts with you. Buckle up, drive safe, and arrive alive.
Well, the Phoenix Suns scored the last 6 points of that second quarter to move to within 5. First half scoring leaders brought to you by Chrysler. You see it's the 1-2 combinations, big man point guard. He only plays in double figures, but Steve Nash has not started this second half. Question if trying to locate him on the bench. James Jones starts the half by popping in that shot. He started the ball game tonight, and that's his first point of the game.
He stepped into that shot. He looked like he was ready to make a play and did a nice job with it.
Sean Marion comes back. He had a light first half, only 2 field goals for 5 points. Phoenix only 6 assists in the first half. They're the second leading assist team, which of course goes hand in hand with the highest scoring team. Another turnover by Indiana, and this could eventually catch up to them. 11 turnovers already. Stoudemire can't hold on to that bullet pass, and it will be Indiana ball. So Pacers with the basketball, and this is the Phoenix bench, and we do not see any signs of Steve Nash, who left in that first half when he got cut on the nose, and they had difficulty stopping the bleeding. Tinsley had a man in his face, wisely passing it off. O'Neal unable to get the friendly bounce from the rim. Pacers looking to go 2 over 500. The Suns at 31-5, best record in the NBA. Couple of games ahead of the San Antonio Spurs, who are 29-8, actually 2.5 games behind. Pacers are looking to gain a half game, move to within 3 of the first place Cavaliers in the Central Division. Jones with Jacobson on him. Tinsley another 3, and it's off the mark. Second half just beginning here in Indiana. Pacers back again tomorrow night at home against Grant Hill and the Orlando Magic. Foster, who has 2 personal fouls. Only person with 3 personal fouls for the Pacers is Reggie Miller. Jones heaves a 3. Got it.
Boy, he got lucky on that one because the ball was falling out of his hands. He was able to control it, knock it down. But now that maybe the Suns won't be so eager to come quick on the double team.
James Jones is 32nd three-pointer of the season. He had 6 in 1 game in a starting role at Seattle. Jacobson on the reverse. The Pacer bench has outscored the Phoenix bench 17-4 in the first half. How about in Utah? The Jazz bench outscoring the Phoenix bench 67-6. One reason is because the starters play so much time. And this one is on. Stoudemire gets his second.
You'll get a chance to take a look. And then Jones is standing right here, and you'll see the chance to rotate the ball, and you can see he almost loses the ball, but he's able to get it into his rhythm and knock it down. I'm sure at halftime that's one of the things they're talking about. When you have your shot, he has to shoot them, because he turned down 2 shots in rhythm that really caused the Pacers to keep some momentum going while he was on the floor.
Jeff Foster swishing in all 3 of his foul shots. He has turned it up from the foul line. Over the last 8 games, he's now 24 of 32. Pacers lost in Phoenix 124-89 5 nights ago. It was back-to-back after the tough loss in Dallas. And they're all falling for Jeff now at the foul line. And Mike D'Antoni getting the Pacers in on 3 games in 4 nights. They had played San Antonio, Dallas, and then Phoenix back-to-back. Scrambling is Reggie Miller on defense, and Foster sweeps the boards, and now it's Tinsley hustling it down, going all the way. And Tinsley remains down, no whistle, and Phoenix 5-on-4.
Oh, get a break. Pacers do. Tinsley's back.
Still back there, but Jermaine O'Neal could not find him. 60-52, Indiana has led all the way by as many as 13. Trying to split the season series with the Suns. Miller saves the turnover. Jones, is there another 3 coming up? He thought he had it. And Quinn, as you mentioned, Jones, if he starts hitting from the outside, certainly turns this one around.
Makes a big difference.
And that's one reason that it's very difficult to double team on the Suns, because they have so many 3-point threats, and then you have Stoudemire inside.
And when Nash is on the game, he can break it down so easily.
O'Neal gets twisted around. Foster chasing with Marion. Phoenix, the leading 3-point shooting team in the league, 3 of 11 at this point. They generally hit 9 a game and take 26 per ball game. And here's the guy who takes more than anybody, Richardson, and that's smacked away. Jermaine O'Neal.
Well, I like the matchup from the beginning, because in college, James Jones was a post player anyway, so I thought that was perfect. And Jermaine just came and helped out.
No word yet on Steve Nash, but Pacers trying to take advantage of the opportunity. Jermaine O'Neal walks in, and he is off. There's Jermaine.
Oh, my goodness. What was that? Oh, I thought he was going to lay it up. The next thing I knew, he had crushed it.
That's 20 now for Stoudemire, who was just a walking highlight reel. Miller feeds to Foster. He was in before the foul on Marion. So Foster is looking for the flush after Stoudemire with the stuff on the other end.
Well, it looked like he was just trying to make a layup, and the next thing you know, he's strong enough, because everyone knows Jermaine can block shots. This young man was strong enough to just kind of jump through the potential block and dunk it.
He just gets there so quickly. 6'10", 245. Amari Stoudemire at the age of 22. Came right out of high school. Actually went to 6 different high schools. And Foster remains friendly with the rim. Bo Outlaw back in. So Mike D'Antoni looking for a little energy from this Phoenix team that has won 31 of their first 36 games, basically on just that, the electricity they bring onto the floor, but not getting it here tonight.
Well, they don't have Steve Nash on the floor, so he's looking for any combination to get going. Jacobson, first of all, is really a scoring guard, not a shooting guard. So I think they know that you're only going to give us so much there.
And that turns into a 3-point play. O'Neal gathers in the missed foul shot. Pacers again by the 9.
He didn't like the fact that he got dunked on by Amari Stoudemire, I guarantee you.
6.5 left in the third period. Stoudemire looking to take over. And that one is yanked down by O'Neal. O'Neal 1 rebound away from a double-double. 18 points, 9 boards. And the Pacers are now with second chance points +7. So turning all the statistics around in this second meeting in 5 days. Joe Johnson gets his second personal foul. That's the third on the Suns.
You'd have to agree, Al, that the Suns got off to a very good start offensively and shot it well. And then after that, they were making jump shots in transition that most people don't even think about taking.
Swish. You're talking about game 1.
Game 1. Oh, absolutely.
It was a blitz. One thing the Pacers knew, they saw the Suns at their best. Did not play better than they did on Sunday. Miller, and it's a 2-on-1. Tinsley with James Jones. Jones flies in and buries the ball. The Indiana Pacers now running on the Phoenix Suns, who are running to their bench because a timeout has been called. James Jones exploding for 7 points here in the first 6 minutes of the second half, and the Pacers match their biggest lead of 13.
What is the power of inspiration? Can available all-wheel drive improve performance? Yes, in snow, rain, and even dry pavement. Can a 340 horsepower Hemi give you fuel efficiency without sacrificing power? With advanced MDS technology, it just did. The totally new Chrysler 300, starting at $23,995. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell, with filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos, designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be? I'm full. All right. Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
Refresh my memory.
They're one of Indiana's largest companies.
$750 million in revenue last year.
Distribution?
Over 4,000 retailers.
Earning $50 million in commissions.
Any government subsidies?
Not a penny.
All revenues are invested in Indiana.
Bottom line.
Nearly $200 million net last year.
Who are we talking to again? Really?
Well, before heading to New England, Tony Dungy checking in this one here tonight. He's getting a look at the Indianapolis Colts of the NBA. The Phoenix Suns. But right now, the Suns having their difficulties. And James Jones, who started tonight, first half did not score. But he has been the man here in this third quarter. 7 quick points, including a 3. Showing some signs of that 6-game stretch when he averaged 16 points a game.
Well, I think one of the things that convinced him about you can't play scared in this league, and he's playing with a lot more aggressiveness. And that's what's making a difference, I think. We'll take this, whatever he's going to take from there, you take it.
So Bo Lamar taking that little 15-footer, which was about 14 feet out of his range.
Bo who?
Did I say that again? Jeez. Bo Lamar on my brain.
Big time.
I'm just putting all the bows together. Next will be Bo Belinsky. Hyde Foster rambles down the lane. And now it is Johnson. Stoudemire stopped initially, but then goes right through James Jones. 22 for Stoudemire. That's O-U-T-L-A-W. Pacers by the 11. Reggie Miller fades. And right into the hands of Foster, who's actually fouled there by Stoudemire, gets away with it. So Foster with 9 points and 7 rebounds. Johnson. O'Neal has his double-double, his 9th of the season. This is 18th ball game. Tinsley in a little traffic, but with the razzle-dazzle dribble, fans enjoying that. He's got that ball on the string, the yo-yo.
I don't know anybody in the league that dribbles better than Jamal Tinsley.
O'Neal rocks, fades. Foster gets into it with Marion. And it will be Phoenix ball. Always on the hustle, number 46, Bo Outlaw. And coming right in here. Just want to show you his number up close and personal.
I want to make sure we get the number right.
or the name right. In his 12th season out of Houston, the elder statesman at 33, and most minutes he has played this year, 9, and that's where he is now. So this will be his season high in minutes. Stoudemire takes on 2 Pacers. And that will be Indiana ball. Well, the Suns have not been in this position much this year. They have 5 losses. They've lost 2 times, 2 in a row, just once. And that was back in November. And facing that again. And when you get off to this quick start, if you lose 1 or 2, it's magnified. This will be a major story in Phoenix if Pacers do hold on with still another quarter to go. Jermaine O'Neal forces that one, and now it's Richardson, who is yet to hit a field goal. Marion heaves up that unusual looking 3.
Oh, he gets it off quick too. I mean, they all shoot it fairly quickly. Unusual release.
And that's his 56th of the season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Timeout.
Introducing the all-new 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. With an available 330 horsepower Hemi V8, it has best-in-class horsepower and torque. The optional electronic stability program that helps maintain control on slippery roads. And available QuadraDrive 2, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever. Go ahead, let it snow. Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus bonus cash for a total savings of up to $4,700 on Grand Cherokee.
Lurking somewhere in this small business is a competitive edge. An invisible asset that turns their most basic tool into their most productive one. It's not their phone. It's how they use it. SBC Business Unlimited. $48.95 a month flat for unlimited long-distance toll and local calls. Hundreds of thousands of others have Business Unlimited. Do you?
Priest Holmes leapt gigantic hurdles to become an NFL record holder.
Every step that he's taken, there's always been some type of adversity.
His faith was tested when his career was threatened by injuries.
Not one of those injuries took my focus off of the main prize.
But he rebounded to become one of the NFL's greatest comeback stories.
People just love the underdog story. It's just a great story, and he deserves it.
The NFL's larger-than-life little man, Priest Holmes Beyond the Glory, Sunday on FSN.
Pacers by double figures behind the hot shooting of James Jones in this 3rd quarter, leading the 31-5 Phoenix Suns and looking to even this season series at 1 game apiece. Next Saturday, don't miss the first ever 5th quarter party with FSN Midwest. It's the 22nd. Pacers will be playing Washington. It's at Pub Indy downtown. Come early for a viewing party or later for the after party and prizes with X103's Gunner. The 5th quarter party, it's January 22nd at Pub Indy downtown. Tinsley raises above and nothing but net. It is a 16-point ball game. He's been averaging 20 per over the last 4. And the Pacers by a dozen. 3 minutes on the nose remaining in the 3rd here at Conseco Fieldhouse, where tomorrow night, Pacers back in business. Jermaine O'Neal says, I don't think so, to Stephen Hunter, who's been blocking shots at the other end of the floor in this series.
Well, Hunter thinks he's open. And Jermaine gets up and times that one perfectly. I mean, I don't think they thought there was any chance that that shot could be blocked.
That is the 6th block shot of the evening for O'Neal. His high this season. Mid-range jumper by Marion. Now he's starting to feel it. He had only 5 points in the first half. He's added 6 in this third quarter. Suns hanging around, but without Steve Nash, can they make the push to get over the hump? Tinsley finds Jones. They have to get up on him now. O'Neal goes to work. Got it.
Now he feels very comfortable taking Stephen Hunter. Hunter doesn't give you much resistance, so Jermaine needs to look to get to the rim on him if he can.
Long and lean is Hunter. Marion another 3, but this time with a man in his face. And Phoenix, as you can see, without Nash in there, a totally different ball club.
Yeah, they don't get the same open shots because with Mike D'Antoni knows that with Nash on the floor, he forces somebody additional to have to help on to Steve. And once you do that, you got guys shooting wide open jump shots.
And now he's also giving Amari Stoudemire a breather. Stoudemire, their high man with 22.
He got fouled. Guy pushed him in his back.
But no call made. And Phoenix with the ball. 2 minutes left. Tinsley is this year averaging 16 points a game. That's double what he's averaged his first 3 seasons. And at the same time, he's number 5 in the league, providing 7 assists per ball game. And just a throwaway,
I'd say.
Marion and Barbosa miscommunication. Anthony Johnson reports in and giving Tinsley a rest. 16 for Tinsley,
who really has gotten so much better, Al. His first year in the league, there's the little jump shot off the screen and roll, there's no way he'd even consider taking it, and he definitely couldn't make the shot. Got to shoot it.
Or get it inside to O'Neal, who rocks and rolls to the basket.
That's the other option. Because he's made shot, there's a lane, but he's standing there and the guy's a shooter. If the guy's a half step low, a shooter gets it in the air.
Barbosa, O'Neal goes down. Open man is Richardson, looks for his first field goal and still searching. Barbosa scrambling with Crozier, and the foul is on the young Sun. Second season out of Brazil, coming off the bench now for Steve Nash. He started most of last year when this Suns team was 29 of 53. They have already eclipsed their win total of last year. Barbosa, there he is pushing with Crozier.
Crozier actually got away with the foul first with a nice move. That's one I wish I'd have known, Al. Nice little look there.
Fred Jones got it. So Indiana tonight hitting their shots, looking for the revenge. And Jones with 9. He's been averaging only 5 points a game over his last 7. Stoudemire quickly back in. He gets that over 2 Pacers. 24 points now for Stoudemire, but he is virtually all alone on this evening.
And we'll probably have a technical before the night's over. He's complained much too vehemently twice, and the officials have been kind to him.
Here's Jacobson starting out. Third-year man out of Stanford. Stoudemire goes again. Pollard reaching in. And Scott Pollard just looks 100% on the floor. I know he probably doesn't feel that way after 7 weeks off with the back problems. He's been working with the team, but not a lot of that full contact practice because of Indiana's busy schedule. But he has come in and made an impact in just 9 minutes. Shot clock goes off. 2 seconds to go. Richardson lets it fly. And that ends the third quarter. So the Pacers led by 5 going in. They're up by 14 going out. You're watching Pacer basketball on FSN Midwest.
I will pass some blind curves.
I will back up on the interstate.
Disregard stop signs. Run red lights. Refuse to yield.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
Tailgate at high speeds.
I will drink and drive.
Even in good weather, there are still hazardous driving conditions.
I will never see you coming.
I will be out there, but safety starts with you. Buckle up, drive safe, arrive alive.
Introducing the all-new 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. With an available 330 horsepower Hemi V8, it has best-in-class horsepower and torque. The optional electronic stability program that helps maintain control on slippery roads. And available Quadra-Drive 2, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever. Go ahead, let it snow. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, 2005 4x4 of the Year.
Since 1866, we've had only 6 master distillers at Jack Daniels. Job satisfaction's never been much of a problem. Jack Daniels, Tennessee whiskey.
One goal. One goal. One goal.
Saturday night, Grant Hill and the Magic return to Conseco Fieldhouse. Call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS for your tickets. The Home Court Gift Shop is the one-stop place to shop for great Pacers items. Get everything from hats to jerseys, all at great prices. And you can order your custom Pacers jersey, any name, any number. The Home Court Gift Shop, everything a Pacers fan needs.
Crozier with the fake and the reverse. Tinsley, Jermaine O'Neal.
This is Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest.
Welcome back to Conseco Fieldhouse. Al Albert along with Quinn Buckner and Stacey Pace. And we'll go to Stacey who has an update about the Suns All-Star Steve Nash. Stacey?
You would assume automatically, guys, that he was brought back to the locker room perhaps for stitches because the gash on his nose, on the bridge of his nose, was very deep, but he was actually hit in the left thigh. He will not return to this game because it's a contusion to that left thigh. So, guys, Steve Nash is out.
Well, he got hit early in the first quarter on that thigh. He was actually trying to go get a ball, and I think he and Jamal kind of ran into each other because I remember him coming back telling the official that he got fouled on the play.
Johnson heaves up a 3. Pacers holding the Suns to 15 points in that third quarter without Nash. Steve scored 11 points in 11 minutes in the first half. And this is Johnson who hits the 3.
Jody Johnson.
In Phoenix on Sunday, at the end of the third quarter, the Pacers trailed by 38. After 3 tonight, they go into the fourth leading by 14 before that 3 by Johnson.
Plus 52, isn't it? You'll take that.
That's pretty darn good. Crozier for 3.
Oh, don't let Casey Jacobson beat you to the ball.
He's been their defensive hawk so far here tonight.
He's a smart player. He doesn't have great foot speed, and he's a jump shooter.
Now, this is a big test for Phoenix because their starting 5 has played every ball game, and now they have to find a way to do it without their leader, their quarterback, Steve Nash, the most important guy on this ball club. Who just the straw that stirs the drink for the Suns. Pacers bailed out as the shot clock getting down to the final ticks. And Fred Jones is fouled by Joe Johnson, who picks up his 3rd foul. Michael Curry, Pacers looking to get the veteran, the steady hand in there. And James Jones comes out. A very productive third quarter for Jones.
Well, it really was, Al, because I thought his confidence was going to be in trouble in the second half. And the staff did a great job getting him better prepared to play. Because you keep one more shooter on the floor, you keep it spread. So when Jermaine's in, Mike D'Antoni doesn't have as many options of people that you can go double team off of.
Pacers trying to nurse this double figures lead with 10 minutes and change remaining. Stoudemire versus Crozier. Tells his teammates to clear out. Richardson looking for his first field goal and will get to the foul line.
Scott Pollard with a foul.
Pollard comes up to help.
First on the Pacers.
And it's Pollard's energy and aggressiveness. Pacers have sorely missed that. And looking for another plus in a couple of weeks when Steve Jackson comes back. He'll be out 5 more games after this and returns on the road in Boston. Quentin Richardson having a nightmare night. Pacers hoping Jonathan Bender returns as soon as tomorrow night. Richardson 0 of 10 from the floor. He'll take either of those, a 3 or a 2, or even a 1, which he just got from the foul line. 3 points on 3 foul shots for Richardson.
And I'm also sure he's had to do some entertaining. He's from Chicago, so I'm sure he's had a lot of family that's been around since it's one of the few times he gets closer to the Chicago area, having been on the West Coast his entire career.
Welcome to the road. All sorts of things factor in.
Yep.
Pacers found out on their last road trip, losing at San Antonio, then blown out in Dallas and in Phoenix. Worst loss in the Pacer franchise in the last 10 years by 35 to these Suns. Trying to do something about it here tonight. Jones gets hung up in the air but stays with it, scrambling. Crozier goes down for it, tries to call a timeout, but doesn't signal in time. It'll be a jump ball.
Well, they're trying to say that the ball didn't hit the rim and the 24-second clock shouldn't have been reset, but it did. Fred's shot hit it, and then Austin, you can see him go down and get the ball, who's been struggling, Al, so much so in the last couple of games, seemingly just trying to inject whatever enthusiasm and energy wherever he can.
Johnson, Voskuhl inside, overplayed by Pollard, and the defensive move pays off. So Scott Pollard coming in tonight. He's played 12 minutes, and you certainly know he's been on the floor.
One thing for sure, Phoenix hadn't been able to scout him 7 weeks on the injured list, and I don't mean that, you know, to make light of his injury, but that's one of the reasons now you take advantage.
Well, they certainly know him from Sacramento, and he's looking like that player once again. Jacobson called for an offensive foul. So the Phoenix Suns finding out the chemistry just not the same without their leader Steve Nash, who is out for the rest of the game. And we have a timeout. 9 minutes to go. Pacers by 12 here at Indy.
Introducing the all-new 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. With an available 330 horsepower Hemi V8, it has best-in-class horsepower and torque. The optional electronic stability program that helps maintain control on slippery roads. And available QuadraDrive 2, our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever. Go ahead, let it snow. Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus bonus cash for a total savings of up to $4,700 on Grand Cherokee.
Get the big picture when you add HBO and Cinemax. Enjoy all the biggest Hollywood hits, the biggest selection of acclaimed originals, and the biggest array of choices. All day, every day, on 10 great channels. Bring the big picture home. Order HBO and Cinemax online now at DirecTV.com or call 1-800-DIRECTV.
I'd like to experience a total system meltdown.
I'd like to lose all of my music files.
I would really love to get a virus and give it to all my friends.
Millions of Americans are just asking for a computer virus because they're not nearly as protected as they think they are.
I'd like it if someone stole my identity.
That's why America Online now gives away comprehensive virus protection to all our members. Absolutely free.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on FSN.
This season, the Suns have been held under 100 on only 5 occasions. They have lost only 5 occasions in their 36 games. They lost to Cleveland in overtime, then lost to Sacramento the next game by 2. That's their longest losing streak. Lost at home to Minnesota by 4. Did get blown out by 21 in San Antonio, and then on Wednesday against Utah. So actually they've lost a couple of times in the last 3 weeks, so they could add another one here. There's a foul on Voskuhl. Jake Voskuhl just getting back last week. He's been out for 11 games after an appendectomy. And just trying to get back. He started a good portion of last year. Again, just a hustle player. O'Neal and Voskuhl go down. They call the takedown on Jermaine O'Neal.
That one might be a fair call. Jermaine went down and then he pulled. Watch his hand right here on the leg. So he pulled him down there. Pulled him down over his leg.
That's only the first foul on O'Neal tonight. Joe Johnson now at the point. Johnson, versatile player, could play the 1, the 2, or the 3. Having trouble with Johnson. Voskuhl overshoots a little hard on that shot.
Whoa!
Pacers looking for their first field goal in this fourth quarter. Curry telling Fred Jones, giving him instructions. They've got a retake here. And O'Neal pulls in and draws the foul. 12 field goals in 24 attempts. He goes to the foul line for the first time.
Well, the team does a nice job staying active, I think, first of all, the Pacers. Screen and roll. Jermaine gets it. Voskuhl gets there. And they felt it was too much contact.
So Jermaine O'Neal had 35 points against Memphis. He had the monster 17-point second quarter to keep Indy in it. And hit 11 of 11 from the foul line, including the 2 foul shots that won it with 4.6 seconds to go. And that's his first foul shot since the winning 2. That's kicked out of bounds off of Jermaine O'Neal.
But that's pretty good defense by Jermaine, because we've talked about how explosive Amar'e Stoudemire is and his ability to put it on the floor. Jermaine anticipated and knocked the ball off Amar'e's leg.
Similar numbers tonight. O'Neal 25 points, 10 rebounds. Stoudemire 24 points and 11 boards. Gets trapped there, smothered by Pollard. Jacobson has no room. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and Phoenix bailed out on this one.
Scott Pollard,
Bill Spooner
his 4th.
makes the call against Pollard, his 4th. With Scott, the test will be how he feels later tonight and tomorrow. Of course, Pacers have another game tomorrow. We'll be back here at 8 o'clock start against Orlando. Backdoor, Johnson. Marion pushes up another 3. And Fred Jones with position. Tinsley is back on with Reggie Miller in the backcourt, O'Neal, Pollard, and Fred Jones up front.
Because Jeff Foss has really struggled a little bit. It looks like they're going with Pollard playing a little bit of that 4 position.
Jacobson tries a 3.
Yeah, you got to get there.
And it's a 4-point possibility for Casey Jacobson, who has been extremely quiet here tonight. And Fred Jones comes out to crush him, and the Pacers could pay with a 4-point play.
He's so quick with the release. Fred was getting out to him, and before he knew it, Casey was into his shot. And you could see that he tried to get to him, and he ended up fouling him. Now it looks like, you know, I think D'Antoni thinks they have a chance to make a run, so he comes back in with Barbosa and Quentin Richardson, take Voskuhl and Joe Johnson out.
Jacobson has been struggling. He did not score in the Utah game. Had only 4 points the game before Miami. And unable to join that rarefied crowd, having hit a 4-point play.
Oh, catch by Reggie.
Fred Jones, Richardson giving him some room initially. Now it's Pollard, turns and fires, and he hits. He's smoking.
Yeah, nice job anticipating. His man is not really guarding him with Jermaine's in the game, and he got that ready to look for the shot.
Wow, he has hit the floor running. O'Neal snipes it from Stoudemire. Indy by 14 with the ball, down to 6.5 to go. Tinsley and Barbosa. Tinsley salivating as he walks right by.
Well, you can't get much easier than that, Al.
18 now for Tinsley. The lead grows to 16 points. Barbosa gets the 2 back from long range. First field goal he's hit tonight. When Marbury was traded last year, Barbosa 21-year-old rookie inserted in the starting lineup. As the Suns lost 53. Tinsley, razzle-dazzle.
Don't kick him like that, Jamal.
And Barboza gets his third personal foul. So Jamal Tinsley looking to put on a dribbling show. And we have a timeout.
See, now aren't you glad that I wanted the heated seats in all this room?
Liz, right now it's not about that or the DVD. It's about the Hemi. Power, capability, big-time towing, end of story.
Dodge Durango, the ultimate authority in winter driving.
Think you can handle it from here?
Thanks for the talk.
Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus a great package discount plus bonus cash for total savings up to $88.50.
Whether you like Jack Daniels mixed, straight, or on the rocks, there's really only one way to drink it. Responsibly.
This week on FSN Across America, it's Big Brother come to life in the NFL. We take you inside the League Control Center where every ref's call is put to the test. FSN Across America, Sunday.
Jamal Tinsley and the Pacers head south for back-to-back games, starting with a trip to the Bayou City, where they'll count on their defense to shut down the explosive T-Mac and the Rockets. Then it's on to the Big Easy as they look to gain ground against Western Conference teams, facing a healthy Baron Davis, who's seeking redemption for the struggler Hornets. Pacers basketball, starting Tuesday at 8 on FSN Midwest.
And we welcome you back, everybody, to Conseco Fieldhouse. The Indiana Pacers have a few more fans in the house tonight. The Indianapolis Colts will make their way to New England for Sunday's matchup at 4:30. Dwight Freeney joins me now. Dwight, much like the Phoenix Suns, New England certainly makes a team beat them. What concerns you most about that team?
Well, you know, I mean, they're just a great team. You know, they play together so well. You know, great coach, great overall team. You're just going to take an A game to beat them.
Do you think you've gotten inside their heads?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to get inside their heads. I mean, they've been there, they've done it, they have 2 rings, you know, and it's going to be a tough challenge.
Talk about them by way of just getting past them. Is this a team that you guys can outplay?
I mean, I think we can outplay any team that we go out there. You know, I think if we play our game, we'll be fine.
The Indianapolis Colts, the New England Patriots face off at 4:30 on Sunday. We'll be watching. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dwight. Back to you, Al.
Thanks, Stacey. Indiana Pacers right now playing some of their better basketball against a Phoenix team playing without their leader here in the second half, and the Pacers now making them pay. This goes against Indiana, and it's an offensive foul against Scott Pollard. So Pollard in 15 minutes has 6 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 personal fouls.
Well, he's got them to use up, Al.
Yeah, he's making up for some lost time. 7 weeks he's been out nursing that back injury. Stoudemire gets in, and Reggie Miller prevents him from another dunk. Reggie, all 6'7", 195 pounds, doing what he could. And he'll chase Stoudemire to the foul line.
Yeah, he got him when while he was taking the ball back. He just held it down. Stoudemire didn't necessarily like it either.
Stoudemire's hit 10 field goals tonight. The rest of the Suns have combined for 17. Tonight, Home Court Gift Shop Game Night Special, and it'll be selected Pacers headwear for just $10. So log on to ConsecoFieldhouse.com and click on to Home Court. 26 for Stoudemire, who became the 6th Sun in their franchise history to eclipse the 50-point mark. A couple of weeks ago against Portland, he went 20 of 27 from the floor, hit 20 points in the 4th period. And Jermaine O'Neal in the Pacers' last home game last Tuesday went for 55 against Milwaukee. Barboza, no, and now Jones sprinting out. He has Miller on the right. Gentry shoots. Oh, late whistle there, but it's going to be called on Fred Jones. Getting very frisky on that sequence.
Freddie Jones with the foul on the play, his 3rd. 5 of the Pacers penalty in effect.
So a penalty situation And there's Fred with the 11 points. He is having one of his better nights in a while. Fred, who helped carry Indiana after the Detroit game. He was averaging over 20 a game over a 6-game period. So Pollard, David Craig, trainer, checking with him, see how the back has come out after the time he has played tonight. Well, he could go back to the locker room about now.
Yeah, it really could, but I don't think he wants to. I think David was asking him, and he was saying that he was all right. It seemed to indicate to me he's not trying to go back there. Wants to kind of share in this because it's been, after you get humiliated like the Pacers did in Phoenix, you want to come back and show everyone that you're not that bad of a team.
It's been a very unusual series between these two clubs as Miller buries that one, fading away into the corner. It's a 2-ball, but he'll take it. Only his second field goal of the night, and Indiana now by 15. The Suns will be very hard-pressed to get to 100 points here tonight. The leading scoring team in the NBA average 110 points per ball game. Pacers have hit 110 or more just once, and that was their last home game when they scored 116 against Milwaukee. Pacers have a 12-rebound edge after being out-rebounded by 24 in Phoenix. They were out everything in Phoenix. And they are, no pun intended, running away with the scoring race this year, but will right now facing back-to-back defeats. It's happened just once before, 31-5 coming in. And D'Antoni knew he was going to get a scrappy bunch of Pacers here tonight looking for revenge after that embarrassment. 35-point loss, worst in 10 years in Pacer basketball.
Al, Mike D'Antoni also knows he's got this is fragile. You know, you get off to that great start and it starts going well. One of the reasons it goes well is because you win 3, 4, 5 in a row and you get a little roll going, but you start losing and guys start doubting and pointing fingers. He knows that that can very easily go the other way.
Well, this has been a very close-knit team. Certainly that happens when you're winning. They've had win streaks of 11, 9, and the last one was 7, snapped by Utah Wednesday, and now Indiana hopping on that. So inside 4 minutes, Pacers feeling very comfortable. Also, Phoenix without Steve Nash in the second half. They will not allow Jermaine O'Neal to bury that ball, and now the fast break. Stoudemire stops and pops.
But they should feel it, Al. They put Lampy in the game. That to me, that tells me that all things considered, Mike D'Antoni has already given the game up. He knows it's one that doesn't have a good chance to come back with, and partially because Steve Nash is not in the lineup.
4-game road trip for Phoenix, starting it with the loss in Utah. Not looking good for the Suns here tonight, and they play again tomorrow against Washington, one of the most improved teams in the league. And then on to Detroit on Monday. The save made by Foster.
And the effort appreciated by the fans. Because Jeff really doesn't have a play on this ball and somehow knocks it off the leg as Jeff is falling down of Amari Stoudemire.
Suns also have to be concerned about the injury to Steve Nash, and if that takes him out more than this second half, especially with the games coming quickly. O'Neal with the drive, setting it up for Foster, and the left hand strikes. That's double figures for Foster, and another double-double, 11 points and 11 rebounds in what has been a seemingly quiet game for Jeff, playing only 22 minutes. The nightmare continues for Richardson. 0 for 11, and 8 of those have been three-point attempts. 3 points tonight for Richardson.
In the vernacular, Al, that's an offer.
And with 2:30 to go to keep it that way. He's averaging 16 a game. Jones with a good look, got it, and he beats the clock. 24 seconds to get that one off, and it's 14 for Fred Jones. And the Indiana Pacers just turning the table here on the Suns, leading it by 20.
Yeah, and Rick Carlisle's trying to get some of his guys off the floor because, as you well know, Pacers got a game tomorrow. They'll need some energy for that.
Maciej Lampe, who drilled the Pacers for 10 points in Phoenix.
In time, he's going to be all right because he came out as a young player as well.
He's just 19 and it's his second year. We have a timeout, just under 2 minutes to go. Pacers rolling over the Suns tonight.
What is the power of inspiration? Can available all-wheel drive improve performance? Yes, in snow, rain, and even dry pavement. Can a 340 horsepower Hemi give you fuel efficiency without sacrificing power? With advanced MDS technology, it just did. The totally new Chrysler 300, starting at $23,995. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
Martin Luther King Day means to me, no matter what happened to him, he always loved. He never fought back. You know, he always said one day it would change.
It's about courage and standing up for what you believe in, you know, making ultimate sacrifices and having the will to go against all odds.
You know, we have to continue his legacy. We have to continue to talk about it, share it, and let the future generations know what he stood for.
Well, who's the fan taking pictures there at courtside? None other than Bruce Hornsby without the keyboard, but good friend of Pacer coach Rick Carlisle. And he is watching the Pacers here tonight, hitting all the right notes.
Yeah, they really are. That's very good, Al. Hitting all the right notes. You're right. Playing the right melody and the whole shebang. Anyway,
harmonic
yes,
performance.
Anyway, the team has played, I think, well, and I do think they have played in harmony. No pun intended. But I think it was good that we were able to get to some early rhythm because I thought offensively you get concerned because Jermaine is normally getting his points. You don't know where else it's coming from. But it's been a nice balance, if you will. And now the Pacers just trying to get out of this one and prepare, if you will, for tomorrow.
John Edwards comes in, the rookie gets blocked, and just to add a footnote onto this one, that last three-pointer by Fred Jones, he was set up by Reggie Miller, and for Reggie, puts him into a tie, #1 all-time career leader in assists, 4,038 for Reggie Miller, who of course is on the top of most of the Pacers' statistical categories. Hunter tries again. And he hits. So the Suns, 81 points here tonight.
Anthony Johnson with the foul on the play, his second.
Be the sixth time they do not make it to 100. Their low this season has been 94 or 93 against Minnesota.
That's what I was going to say. They may be looking at a really low if you take a look who's on the floor.
That's how the Pacers will finish this one out. And then we'll welcome Orlando. Magic at 19 and 15 heading to Detroit tonight, where they are trailing by 3 in the second quarter. Way to score that we have. Edwards hits. A rookie out of Kent State.
You can tell Quentin Richardson wasn't going to be on the floor. He's taking off his handbag.
Hunter fading away. So the final minute of play. Here's Eddie Gill. Eddie Gill in the last game against Orlando played all 48 minutes. That was the night after the Detroit game. And that's what the Pacers will revisit. Pacers had 6 players available in that game and took it down to the last shot. And Fred Jones missed the three-pointer, which would have sent it into overtime. And here's James Jones concluding a good-looking second half.
Leandro Barbosa.
Pacers hit the 100 mark. So after the Pacers were embarrassed in Phoenix, losing by 35, this has to be one of the worst losses for the Phoenix Suns this season. Right up there with the 21-point loss against San Antonio, but being held 17 points under that 100 mark. But the Suns without Steve Nash in the second half, no contest, as the Pacers win it going away, 101-83. Indiana goes 2 over the 500 mark at 18-16. And the Dodge play of the game for the Pacers, Jermaine O'Neal, buries the ball, 2 of his 26 points, as Indiana sends Phoenix to their 6th loss, 31-6, as the Suns continue on the road. There's that final score. Pacers 101, the Suns 83. Pacers back in action tomorrow night against Grant Hill, Steve Francis, rookie Dwight Howard, and the Orlando Magic. Game time is 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Pacer postgame show is coming up next. And for our entire FSN Midwest crew, I'm Al Albert. Thanks for joining us. This has been Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest.
This is NBA TV's NBA Action. This week we'll drop in on